Imagine you can talk to your HubSpot portal like you would talk to a colleague or an assistant, like someone that will be able to give you every insight that lie in your HubSpot portal in a second, and even directly interact with this HubSpot portal by creating tasks, contacts, records, etc. Instead of having to log in every time to HubSpot, go to your contact list, set up advanced filters, and find the good records to be able to create the good task, imagine you could simply type a text or send a voice note and get exactly and directly what you want. Then, now it's something that you can do by simply connecting HubSpot and Claude AI together, and that's exactly what we are going to see in this video. We're going to see how to connect those two tools and how to set it up properly to make sure nothing bad happens to your portal. This video will be the first of a new series I'm launching that will showcase all the different use cases you could do with Claude and HubSpot connected together. And if you want to go further, you can find in the description below a link to a free Claude and HubSpot playbook that will list all the different use cases I present on this channel, and that will give you all the prompts that you just need to copy paste to make sure you can do it without losing any time. So before telling you every single step you need to set it up properly, let me tell you what is Claude AI in case you don't know it already. So Claude AI is an AI assistant made by Anthropic. I like to present it as a supercharged GPT. I'm pretty sure you already heard about all those Claude code vibe coding trend right now. One of the strengths of this tool is that you have connectors that you can link to your different tools or different SaaS, and you will be able to directly act on those tools with this assistant. If you don't use Claude already, or if you don't have a Claude account, the first thing you would need to do is to go to claude.ai and to create an account. I'm not sure if you can access to the connector logic that we will build together with the free account, but with the pro version, which is $20 a month, you will be able to. And anyway, the free version is really limited in terms of requests you can do per day. So for that price, I think it's a good deal. In order to access to the pro version, you just need to go downstairs, click on upgrade plan, and you will be able to choose this one that will let you do what we're going to set up today. And once that's done, you will access to your brand new Claude Pro version. And basically the only thing you would need to do is to go on the left sidebar, click on customize, connectors, and you will be able to browse connector to find HubSpot. You click on add, and automatically HubSpot will let you choose your HubSpot portal you want to connect Claude with, and will make you select the different access Claude will have on your HubSpot account. So basically what it can do, it will be able to access to all the records of your database, and will be able to create or update some records. If you're security sensitive, I really advise you to check one by one what you want and don't want Claude to be able to do. Once you're happy with your settings, you can agree that it's a third-party application, blah, 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 and connect the app. Once done, you will be redirected to Claude, and you will see the setting menu. And that's a good transition to talk about the potential risk of connecting an AI to HubSpot, and let's see exactly what's true and what's not true. What is true is that now Claude will be able to access to all your database. So you'll be able to access to the full list of your contacts, your company, your services, and all the information you store about them without any restrictions. But what Claude doesn't do is to store those personal information and use it to train a model or to sell it to someone. So basically the risk level is comparable to connecting HubSpot to any other SaaS such as Lemlist or Zapier or Make that recreates the same kind of access. That said, it's still AI black box somehow that is hard for us to understand exactly how it works. So if you have sensitive data, think twice before connecting HubSpot to Claude. But another risk is not about Claude being able to access your data, but Claude being able to manipulate and update this data. And because you automate something that you don't control, it might be a bit risky. And let's see now how to limit those risks. As we saw, when you connect HubSpot, you will be able to access to the settings of this HubSpot Claude connector, and you will see that you have two kinds of permissions and three actions. You have read-only tools that was here for a long time ago already, and the write and delete tools that is new, and this is the one you want to make sure nothing wrong happen with. So in the read-only tools, you can see that you have get CRM objects, so being able to access to contacts, companies, deal, etc., get the properties, get the user details, search for CRM objects, search for owners, and search for properties. For those one, it will just be HubSpot reading the information, so you don't really need to restrict anything, so you can let it as it is. But for the write and delete tools, basically what it will do, it will be able to create records, so create contact, create company, create task, etc. It will be able to delete some task. It will not be able to delete specific CRM records, I think, but it will be able to update those contacts, company, deals, like change the lifecycle stage, change the list status, add some meetings associated to it, etc. So it might be something you might want to control instead of letting an AI creating a mess in your HubSpot account. So that's why you have this security here, that instead of clicking to always allow, you should ask for needs of approval. That way, every time Claude will try to use this manage CRM object access, so every time he will try to update or create something in your HubSpot account, he will list what he's about to do and he will ask you, can I do it before doing anything? So you have the control of what he will do and what he will not do. If you don't want something, you can also click on blocked and Claude will not be able to do this specific action. For this example, we will set it up as I set it up myself, which is everything is allowed as long as it doesn't impact the records of my CRM. But for the update or create new assets in my HubSpot portal, I would click on needs approval. Once that's done, technically you're good, but there is like some good practices I recommend before starting to use Claude and HubSpot together. One good thing about Claude is that you have the possibility to create projects. So you just need to click on the left sidebar to project and create a new project. What is a project? A project is a group of conversation that will have specific instruction to make sure it's getting really relevant and precise about what this project is made to be. So for our example, we can create a project named HubSpot CRM Assistant, and what we want to achieve is to use Claude as my HubSpot assistant to manage contacts, deal, tasks, and control script directly from conversations. Once that's done, you can create a project, and the most important thing about a project is that you can give dedicated instructions that will only apply to this project. You can also add files to give more context, but the most important is to create an instruction prompt. So to do so, you can click on the plus here that is edit instructions. And here you will be able to copy paste a prompt that will shape the way your connector will behave. So I prepare a small prompt that I just copy pasted that will talk about the identity and the role of this assistant. A golden rule that I want to make sure, even though we set it up before, that he will ask for confirmation before any action. What should he do? What he should never do without confirmation, and how to respond, like based on your preferences on how you want to talk to your AI assistant. And you can give also some context about your HubSpot portal or your activity. You just need to save the instructions, and now basically you're ready to have an assistant that will access to exactly everything about your HubSpot portal. So we can try it right now by saying, for instance, please give me the last 5 contacts that got created into my account. We just send the message and it will automatically access to HubSpot to list me the last 5 contacts. So as you can see, it will list name, email, lifecycle stage, list status, and the date of creation. Good thing, you can directly click on a specific record to open his HubSpot record page, so you can have a direct access to what Claude is giving you on his answer. You can also go a bit more further by saying something a bit more complex, like please draw me a clear representation on all my open deals to see where my company is at the moment and what should be my next priority steps. Try to make it as visual as possible to make me able to get a super understanding of my company situation. Because one difference with ChatGPT is like it can also create like way better way of presenting information that I found pretty well done in the aesthetic aspect, and you will be able to get a clear understanding about everything you asked it. So now let's see what it's trying to build. And after a short minute, you can see that he draw kind of a compact dashboard about all the information I asked it. Of course, I didn't ask something really relevant because it's a test account and it's just to show you the kind of results it can display. But you can see that it's really like well designed, give me exactly what I asked, and it's also sometimes a bit interactive. This generation was not, but sometimes we'll be able to click on different menu to have even more complex representation depending on what you ask. It will also understand what should be my priority next steps because those two deals are overdue, etc, etc. And it will give you a little snapshot of your global performance based on what you ask. So is this kind of thing you can do, but the last thing we need to do is to check if you can actually create a record and if HubSpot will do it by itself or if he will ask you a permission. So to do so, you can just tell him, I need you to create a contact named Mark Zuckerberg working at meta.com. Please create both the contact and the company and find the most relevant email address for this Mark Zuckerberg. So now I ask him to create a contact and a company, but also to find online the information of a specific contact I want to create to see what he can find. And as you can see, he managed to find a possibly correct email address. Of course, it will not be always the case. And you will also find some information about the company, which is name, domain, website, industry, and first name, last name, email, job title, company association for our new contact. It will tell you that is the most probable email address for this person and ask me, shall I proceed? You can say yes, and he will do it. And as you can see, our prompt asks a first security, and then the settings we put in the customize connector will ask us to allow the real creation. I think it's a good thing to have a double security because it don't take that much time. And here it will tell you exactly what he wants to do, and then it will ask you the permission to do it. So you have the understanding of what he's going to do, and then he will do the thing. As you can see, he created the meta.com company and the contact in a spot. You can click here to view it directly. And as we can see, he created the good contact, create the association with the company directly, and update the information in Found Online. So now you saw how to connect Claude and HubSpot together, and you see like 2 or 3 really small use case. This video is a foundation of a big series I mentioned before that will explain real utilities for this connector to make sure you get the most out of this Claude and HubSpot connection. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit the like button if this video helped you. Once again, if you want to go further in this HubSpot and Claude understanding, you can find in the description below a link to the HubSpot and Claude playbook that will list all the different use case and prompts I will mention in this series. It was Greg, I wish you a great day and see you next week.